Alright, so we're going right into the drafts because I don't have the image and I can't seem to get Canva to work at the moment. So it is what it is. But Shaman versus Reblaus, or whatever the hell his name is. I don't know what his name is. I don't know why you sign up with a name like this if you go with other names elsewhere. But it is what it is, and we will survive. Uh, but Shaman selects Water Arena and Flooded Hill. Reblaus selects Nomad Hubs and Bug Delta. And then Mott and Bailey will end up being the last map remaining, and we will see that for game number 1. As far as the civilizations go, Shaman banned the Cumans, Reblaus banned the Portuguese, Shaman picks Mongols, which were sniped from him, Italians, Koreans, Malay, Byzantines, Mayans, and Goths, while Reblaus chose Vikings, Japanese, Dravidians, which were sniped from him, Berbers, Vietnamese, Lithuanians, and Gujaras. So, lots of civs, lots of maps. We're going to dive into game 1 here, and we'll get underway. So here we go, guys. Game number 1, I already loaded up into it. Of Reblaus here with the Vietnamese, and he will be playing in the teal here. And he will be hoping to do something with the Vietnamese here. I'm not really sure what. The Vietnamese are an interesting civ to choose on this map, but I'm guessing he has some sort of a plan worked out for this one. But we'll just have to wait and see. And then on the opposite side, of course, we have Shawman25 here in the red with the Mayans. So, interesting civs. Obviously, everyone has had a lot of time to prepare for these maps and strategies. Mott and Bailey, for those who don't know. We've had this one around for quite some time. We've seen some crazy all-ins. We've seen a few games go into weird early exits here. This really depends on how everything goes for each player, really. But all things considered, it is a unique map that we see a lot of different strategies on. And I would expect to see something different here because I don't know how much we've seen the Vietnamese, to be honest. Nor do I know how much we have seen the Mayans. I think we saw the Mayans selected here maybe once or twice, but that's really about it. So it'll be interesting to see how everything works out. But nonetheless, we are going to be here for the match, and we'll see what happens here. Obviously, the name of the game here is you do have walls, but they're fairly not all that spectacular in defending you and in your position. Whoops. Alright, I finally got that thing to download, so I'm setting it up so that we have a proper intermission screen while I change screens, so we should be good from here on in with that. Looks like we will see Reblaus bringing in boar number 2 here momentarily. It looks like we have the same situation going on over here. And mines, those longer lasting resources, always nice on any map. See how that all shakes out though. Both players, have a lot of things given to them on this map. We have free mining camp, we have free mill, Canvasary. Doesn't really do anything, but it is nice to have, I suppose, for some vision. But maybe in the team game events, that will come into play, right? And we'll have to wait and see how everyone plays this. So far, you can see 0 on food, and then on this side we have 1 on wood. So a little bit of a different way to play it here. Obviously, getting onto wood, not your highest priority, considering you don't need houses to start. You don't need a mill, you don't need buildings whatsoever, actually. You can actually click to the next stage without building one, but obviously a lumber camp and some military buildings likely going to be coming in. But we see Reblaus is going to push his deer here, so he's going to try to keep that scout moving, get these deer that are farther away taken, and really focusing on food, both players here. 15 on food for Reblaus, and we have 15 over here as well for Shaman. Shaman has a 1-vil lead still. He hasn't had idle TC time, so he's been able to maintain the Mayan lead. Did he grab loom? He did not grab a loom. You do start with houses here, so a bit of a benefit, actually, to the Mayans in this map. Not something I think we've really had happen much, or even be somewhat of a concern, or even a thought much to me in the past. So very interesting. Feudal Age is a coming quick here for the Shawman25, and he will be up faster here. Not by a whole lot, though. So we'll have to wait and see how everything shakes out. But we have seen some all-ins before. Could happen again. Never know. Militia. So it will be a militia play, but we are housed here. So we'll see how this works out. Obviously, the timing is always interesting, but he's kind of walling up the front a little bit too, so he's kind of cutting off that much of his output. Obviously, not the biggest of deals here. We will see an eagle forward a scout here, and the barracks is just now coming up for Reblaus, so he will be in a situation to defend, maybe going directly into archers, which would make sense here. We'll see if he sees this, the eagle, maybe not being around the scout. Maybe somewhat of a mistake, actually. Have to wait and see how everything shakes out, though. Obviously, it will be an interesting position. We do have the barracks down. What will we see? Will we see that archery range here? We will see the archery range, and we have the scout and the soon-to-be man-at-arms going for the attack here. And that scout didn't really take much damage, but he's going to try to be annoying. He's going to try to kill the scout here, actually. Not quite, but I don't think it'll be too hard to keep that alive, and he should be fine. Archery range is coming up. Maybe he'll try to wall in the gold. Do have a blacksmith coming up as well. So behind this, we're going to have single range archers with potentially fletching coming in here very shortly. Could play a world of difference against this fight here. But again, he doesn't have any at the moment, so the scout is going to try to be annoying. Only 2 vills over here, and only 1 actually working. We'll see skirms. Let's be an all-in note. So we're going to see archers here from the shaman as well. And I think that makes sense. He'll go blacksmith. The villagers on the gold will be safe for the time being. And looks like we're going to see a re-wall here. So, I'm going to send a walling villager over. Makes sense, I think. But, never know how things will shake out here. I don't know, did he see the archer? He did not see the archer, I don't believe. So, repairing here. Sending over 2 skirms and an archer. Fletching did come in already. And economically, Shaman has been able to make it 25 vil to 24. Don't know why exactly. Is this worker efficiency perhaps, and a little bit more idle TC time? Not by much. Could be he was just up a little faster too. The archers are spotted. The scout and the archers and skirms will take out the eagle scout here. And archers and a spearman forward, fletching coming in. And these man-at-arms and archers will hightail it out of here and try to stay alive for the time being. Behind this, ecos are looking pretty solid. Reblaus housed. He's getting wheelbarrow at the moment, which isn't ideally what you want to go for. Nicely done to keep these alive and keep these being annoying here. As he's got another man-at-arm as well, so he will be able to get in here at some point. It's just a matter of time. Now, wheelbarrow did come in, so that evens things out here a little bit, being down a few villagers. Obviously, not a big factor at the moment, but let's wait and see. And the archers, 2 man-at-arms here, are in, but we'll see what they can do here. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit interesting. I'll have to wait and see how everything shakes out. But getting the archer armor here is Reblaus. So he's going very heavy into this production onto the 2nd archery range already. He is going to be able to withhold these attacks And really not much damage coming in here. The KD is very much in his favor at the moment. And all of these units will go down here. It's just a matter of time. And it's really not a great exchange. Shawman is going to be lacking some eco upgrades here as well. It's kind of confusing. It looks like he's going for like a pretty heavy feudal age play. He's committing to 1 barracks, 1 archery range, so it's kind of an interesting play. I think if he had skirmishers, he should be okay. It is a little bit weird, a little bit awkward. Obviously, we'll take these units a second or two to get through here. A lot of vills on gold, still on the berries over here and here, with a few farms added in behind. More farms here for Reblaus, so his economy streamlined a little bit better onto food, so he could have a little easier time getting to the next stage. Time will tell, though. And I think you just send the, I guess he's gonna send it off. And that might be fine, actually. I don't know. I don't think he should have shot with the archers, though. I think he should have just ran past with those. But still, the starting scout. These men-at-arms over here working away. Also, a bear attacking a man-at-arm there. Eagles could flank now, potentially. It's going to be a tough position here. Obviously, he's going to try to defend. He's going to abuse the market. And actually, he abuses the market to the point where he's going to be able to click up to the castle age first here, unless the Reblaus abuses the market as well. The gate will go down here, but it's really not that bad. The man-at-arms are in. That's actually a nice touch. Can potentially do some damage here. And we see the archers and skirms coming in, but at the same time, the attack in the north. Is there a reaction? Looks like he did pull these villagers away. This is idle time, though. This is not really what he wants to have to deal with. And yeah, they're just going to fight the man-at-arms here, which makes sense. Downhill hits, but not going to be enough. Castle Age clicked in behind this. Another barracks being added. Well, scale mail armor coming in, but a stable behind this for a Vietnamese player. So, but to see what he goes for here will be interesting for sure. More archers and skirms gonna go meet up over here, but we will see bloodlines coming in. So the infantry switch here will be interesting to see what we have behind this. Shawman did sell his stone as well, so he will be less likely to boom. And we are going to see Vietnamese cav archers maybe, as he drops another archery range, getting horse scholar behind this, and bloodlines. So, I mean, Vietnamese cav archers aren't that bad. More HP, right? Can't complain, right? It'll be kind of interesting. Against low numbers of eagles, obviously, I would favor the cav archers, but wait and see how everything comes out here. It's been a very interesting game. Both players kind of just back and forth with one another. And the eagle numbers really only up to 6 right now. It was 7. But all in all, it's not the greatest economical position behind this, right? Obviously, Reblaus here can afford to produce quite easily, and well, you see a university even coming. It will be crossbow. He's getting crossbow. Why are we getting crossbow here? He has 4 archers. I don't think crossbow is worth it, to be honest. He is going to add the cav archers though, and husbandry, which is definitely worthwhile. And the second armor upgrade coming in here, plus squires, plus the eagle warrior upgrade, which is very nice. But I really don't know why we got crossbow. Crossbow feels like a wasted amount of resources to me. But hey, we'll see what happens. University never did finish here. This is going to come in, but honestly, these eagles are soon going to be eagle warriors, and he'll probably have to turn and run here, as the eagle warriors will come running in here as quickly as they can. Will they get in is the question. He's just going to sacrifice everything here. Does not want to let the eagles mass in, and he will exchange this decently enough. Again, the crossbow edition, seems like a little bit of a waste, but he will have a very small number of cav archers behind, and we'll see a third barracks added behind this one. The Eagles are going to be able to attack the walls, but I don't think they're going to be able to get in all that easily, unless he's just going to try to build up the numbers. But I think you try to attack from behind the walls. You show your hand, I guess. Wait for ballistics, maybe? I like the cav archer play. That was a very clutch wall off right there. And he should be pretty happy with that. Yeah, he's going to show his hand here now that he has ballistics in. And I think that makes sense. Arson is in. Foraging in. Actually, I don't know. Was that arson I saw before that? I'm pretty sure it was. We'll have to wait and see. These cav archers will run forever. 1.54 speed compared to 1.26. So cav archers can run forever. He's just going to try to attack the gate and get in here. He should be able to do so. See a forward siege workshop. Oh, and the cav archers are actually taking some damage here, which is a bit of a shame. Every cav archer that goes down is expensive. Oh, he's not even microing these. This is painful, actually. These are going to be getting in. These are going to get cleaned up, I think. Cav archers, that is. Now he pulls back here with one remaining. Two vills have gone down, 2 of them to be exact. And a lot more cav archers. The KD has become much closer than it was. And this is where the flood can really be dangerous, right? Cav archer numbers not quite where you would want them to be. I think they would have been much higher, obviously, should he have not taken the losses that he did. But that is still unfortunate. And again, these attacks, all these attacks coming in here are huge. The more we see, the harder this will be. Especially with the flood, to have a scorpion in the mix. This all gets cleaned up. We will see a market now come into play here, and a second town center behind this one. So his economy should be better in the long run, but obviously is difficult. And oh, whoa! They walked in the gate. Hold on, need to rewind here. Okay, I guess not. They were already in. Let's speed up here just a little bit. There we go. Alright, back to where we were. So they were already in. He ran these out here to get them to be in a safer location. But again, the spam is the problem. And then we have the mangonel being added. Can always be problematic. And he's just going to have to continue the flood now. Shawman not really with another choice here. He has to try to do as much damage as possible. His cav archer numbers have been decreased a few times. Thumb ring coming in, which will be huge. And another Vil gonna go down here. It is a very tough position, but as long as he can continue with the cav archer numbers, he should be okay. These cav archers already have 80 HP on them, which is nice. Mangonel and a scorpion here, though. And more siege to come, more production behind this will be for the better here as well. And the archers, the cav archers rather, will continue to try to micro this. As long as he can keep them away from his siege, he might be okay to push this continuously. Gold would become a problem if he takes this out. And oh, the cav archers take more damage here. Not a lot. And he's able to micro back, get some more kills. Cav archer mobility is not the greatest here. He's going to add in some knights as well now, which I think I like a lot, actually. Especially to go after the siege, but I think he needed it on this side, to be honest. The cav archers are going to be in a good position to pull away the eagles, but now can he take out the siege without losing too much here? And cav archer numbers haven't been excruciatingly high here, and we see a mangonel here gonna take things out. Nice 1-for-1, and then almost got another one here for Reblaus. But again, he's continuing the attack, and the eagles are running in, so it's gonna be important to protect the siege. I think he's gonna get it sniped away here, though. as we see some more villagers going down. And the flood is just continuing. This is where it becomes dangerous. Again, the cav archer numbers are getting weakened and taken out here every time we look this direction. And that is not what you want to have happen here. Gotta try to keep those safe. If he can keep the hill here, that's obviously spectacular, but he can't continue to take these losses. So good job microing them back this time. We'll add a monastery behind this. Good eco upgrades coming in now for Shaman. They would just now be catching up to what Reblaus has here, though. So it's not the craziest upgrades that it could be, right? The Knights here, that's a very nice addition. Prevents the siege from being too much of a threat, but the Eagles will simply be able to overwhelm them here. And yeah, they will have to pull back. This Cav Archer ball, though, starting to look quite good. It's getting up there yet again. He just can't take too many fights and losses here. There's a lot of low HP ones. Or join the party. The pathing's so awkward. More Cav Archers going down here. The Knights will get taken down as well. Town Center on the outside could be really crucial. Let's wait and see. And how many barracks do we have to? We are up to 6 barracks in a moment. We are also getting the iron casting upgrade. So if he can overwhelm with numbers, he could do well, and the micro is going to be super important here. And that is always the problem. The monks are going to be produced. We have a couple spearmen mixed in here, but obviously those are from earlier, I think, or maybe misclicks. Eagle numbers are up, only down to 8, but a lot in the queue right now. But it will be 3 TCs here, and that is going to be difficult. These are going to be fully upgraded Eagles, but again, how much can he do here? That Ville's not going to survive. Do the Eagles dive? That's what I want to know. Does he just go forward with the Eagles and save his production for later? What is his plan? He's got a lot of Villes on gold here, so he's trying to keep with this strategy. And yeah, the Cav Archers are going to dive here. Shawman, the Eagles are going forward. Oh, this is going to be a lot of death, though. There are 25 villagers here. So this damage is going to be quite painful, and he's not paying attention. He's on the front. He's getting conversions. And Shawman, with the GG, Reblaus takes game number 1 here. And, yeah, just Cav Archers able to have that mobility, good upgrades, good numbers here. And getting bloodlines and husbandry definitely helping there as well. Took a few sloppy fights here. I think that was due to pathing mostly, though. And then Shawman just couldn't continue up with the spam here. It makes it difficult, obviously, because there's a lot of things going on in the game. But, yeah, it is a bit of a rough spot trying to defend that position. But he was able to do it very nicely here. And he's won game 1. We'll go to the drafts next. And let's see what game number 2 could be on. Let's see, we saw a Mayan defeat to a Vietnamese victory. Map-wise, we'll go to either Water Arena or Flooded Hills here, as Shawman will look to defend a home map. Let me load in here. If Capture Age wants to cooperate, that would be marvelous. Like we will go to Water Arena for game number 2. Appreciate everyone joining me though yet again. It's been a lot of games to be casted, but I hope you are enjoying them. Game number 2 here. Reblaus here with the Japanese in teal again, and Italians here for Shawman. And he just deleted his tower, so apparently he's not fond of the free tower that we gave him in the middle. Fair, I suppose. But hey, to each their own. And we'll see how everything shakes out here. Obviously, this is Water Arena. 2 different docks to start with. Second dock here for Reblaus in a very interesting position, though he can just fish safely, and maybe that will be some safe production later on. He can keep his fish safe here. Can he get around? I guess he couldn't really get around. It was a bit awkward. But these fishing ships should be able to get around, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes this happens. And then the other docks here, a little better for Shawman, obviously. But I heard nothing from either of these players. If you guys do have a map situation like this, and you want to state your case, I mean, we could definitely take a look at some screenshots and make a decision from there. But for the most part, it really doesn't make much of a difference. Realistically, this may end up being a very, very nice fish trap area, right? Never know. I know I messed around with the fish trap strategy on this just for fun, and it was actually interesting, especially with melee. You know, crazy amounts of food with those. So sometimes it's not a bad position to have this back here. I think it could produce if it sends out this way. I don't know. There's like a weird patch of sand there and there, but let's see if that can get out of there later on. Fishing ship numbers obviously going to come massively into effect here, nice and early. Italians a little bit more preferred in that area, I would say. But the Japanese fish are more difficult to kill, so it will be interesting. Nonetheless, early. See how things start to go. For those who don't know, the trees out here have 750 wood on them, so there's more wood on this map than probably any map that you've played on in many times. That's just the dragon trees. There's 330k on just the trees on the islands. Then the mangroves, there's another 71k. So there's like 400,000 wood on this game, or on this map. So if this ever becomes a wood game, it would be a very lengthy one, to say the very least. But hey, luckily we haven't had that come out yet. So, see what happens here. Shawman is one pop ahead at the moment, but I think Reblaus is about to click up. Just needs to drop off some food, and I think he's up to the next stage. He's got the food coming in there, and he will be up very quickly here. That's going to be very interesting, because Shawman is going to be farther behind. He has long range taking fish here with his villagers. Makes it a little bit more awkward, obviously, and the fishing ship numbers for him are up to 6. But those could all be under threat very quickly here, as Shawman looks to be going for a little bit of a different strategy. He's up at 24 pop compared to the 21 pop. Still will only be a minute or so behind, so not the end of the world. Maybe he can save some fish. We'll just have to wait and see. He is shifting on to gold, as we see Reblaus doing the same. 2 lumber camps for both, I imagine. That's only one. He's still taking stragglers here. I guess maybe his build was a little bit tighter than he wanted to. He's a little bit farther behind as well as far as uptime. So, at the end of the world, Japanese also have the cheaper lumber camps and mining camps. So that's nice. But we'll see another dock here. And we'll see what he's going to go. If it's going to be galley or if it will be fire ship. Always interesting to see what happens as far as that is concerned. It will be galley. So he's going to produce out of all 3. Maybe he thinks he can produce out of this, or maybe he's just going to delete to get out or something. Either way, very interesting. So what the real question will be, what does Shawman go for, as he will be behind in the production numbers. We will not have fletching coming in quickly here, though, and that could be somewhat problematic. But nevertheless, if he has the numbers building up, he should be fine. It will be fire galley out of 2 ducks. Can't afford it out of the 3rd just yet. He's going for double bit first, so that's probably part of it. Fires versus galleys. The galleys, again, will have numbers. Okay, it can get out this direction as well, so those galleys are going to be just fine. Get out there. These fish, only 2 of the ships here are likely going to get taken down. The tower is here going to try to do some damage, of course. Towers will eat up a little bit of damage here and there, but the fire ship numbers will be behind. 3 military to 6 right now. looks like he's just going to try to save up his numbers. Again, I'm surprised we haven't seen the blacksmith yet. Always surprised when players go into galley and they're not trying to rush a blacksmith. Instead, we're getting a mill, some houses, which are, I mean, the houses are important, but maybe could delay for a moment to get the blacksmith up. Especially he's got more housing space than he needs at the moment. But we'll have to wait and see. Fourth dock being added here, so it would be 4 docks to 3. There's that blacksmith that I've been wondering where it was. And, I mean, military numbers are going to still be in the lead here for our galley player, but does he have any in production? He does not. Okay, that could be somewhat of an issue. Depends on how well the production's coming on the opposite side, but it's not quite that good either. No wood in the bank, so very awkward map, obviously, for getting the builds set up here. And we do have a fire ship lurking around over there, so not all the military in one place here. Fletching not yet in either, and both players being extremely passive here at the moment. It is quite interesting. I can understand it wanting to build the numbers here. We'll see a 4th dock, and potentially we'll see the fish move in that direction. I like these docks over here, though. I like it a lot. Shawman is housed. Got him coming up here, but obviously not ideal. And the fire ships, are they going to move out here is the question. Fletching's just now coming in. I think Shawman may have made a mistake here waiting for these to come in. Gonna run these to the north and try to get the flank on here maybe. A market even coming in here. And fire ship gonna try to do some damage to the scout. Galley numbers are up to 10, so microing this could be big. And there is a demo in the queue here. And it's coming out of the back demo. Yeah. Well, let's come around. Fishing ship numbers are 4 to 3 at the moment. So still a little bit better fish income here. The market coming up in the middle of the map for Shawman. Now we're going to see the galley switch come in here for Shawman as well. It's an interesting time to do so, but he did have some fire numbers to have in the front. And he's going to have to try to flank this here or something. And very passive play. He is getting that blacksmith. Wait, where's the blacksmith? In the middle. The market blacksmith in the middle here. This time. And Reblaus is housed. Okay. 13 galleys. There's gonna be 4 galleys on the other side. Shawman buying and selling really, and buying. So, bit of an awkward situation. The micro is coming into play here, though, yet again. And Shawman, again, just not very aggressive here, trying to be more passive. There are a couple demos, which could be really huge. Cathlage is on his way. So will he elect to pull back and potentially try to force a position here? Will be interesting to see. The walls are going to come up here for Shawman as well, trying to prevent some expansion, it looks like. Ship numbers here are much better, but there are demos behind this, and the galleys can micro the fires all day long. Will the demos come into play here early? Cathlage is much faster here, but looks like we see Reblaus now getting his own market abuse in. Nice use of the fire here. I really don't understand the passive play with these ships. Wants to wait until Cathlage now, of course, that makes sense. But before that, before he had all these numbers just sitting here, I feel like he missed an opportunity to try to go forth and harass more. He does have this over here, but I think a demo may have popped out and not really traded off well. Cathlage is getting pretty close, though. And the micro will be a problem. There is a demo over here now. Another one behind. So, galleys, will they be able to snipe the demo is the question. Castle Age is in. In these low numbers, though, these galleys will do better than Shaman's galleys, at least for the early times of Joe. Things are going, Joe. Things are going. But, yeah. I'll talk to you in a little bit, Joe, about your set, though. Alright, so the upgrade's gonna come in. The fire upgrade will be pretty huge. The demo comes... Oh, it's a bad demo. So, how many demos do you have back here? Only one. So this will be important. Production behind this is on the fires, and the ships, the fishing ships, will go down here. And he is trying to run with his galley numbers as best he can. No production, though, is always a problem. And again, these galleys, if they're alone against these galleys, will win in a straight-up fight. Not all of the ships are fighting, nor are they chasing this whole time, and Reblaus is actually potentially wanting to get Bodkin first and delay this exchange. He won't go for the War Galley upgrade just yet. I think that's the right play. In the smaller numbers here, these are more maneuverable, and they do seem to do better because of the reload rate, which is always awkward. And the fires, they are here, they are trying to do damage, but it's not quite been enough. And now that Bodkin is in, the Reblaus here will be in a pretty good position to deal with this military, even without the War Galley upgrade. Especially if he can micro these all day long. Gets to be a bit awkward. Fires are here. The ship numbers not all coming forward in a one solid group, so it is difficult, but the fires are getting some damage in. Problem is, I think Shaman just doesn't have Botkin, and that's really hurting, as well as the micro has been really good here for the Reblaus, and he will ultimately take out so much Navy here. These have killed 22 units, only one of those being a fishing ship. And now the exchange here again, no Botkin arrow for Shaman hurts a lot. And they're up to 27 kills. Military now 18 to 5. Ballistics is coming in, but ballistics for what now? The galleys have all died. Fire ship numbers not impressive. The micro has been, so Shaman is in a lot of trouble here. He's just now getting careening as well for that extra Pierce armor on these ships. That is never ideal as well. This should go up to 7 Pierce armor here momentarily. But I don't know how Shaman comes back from this now. He's in a lot of trouble. Hasn't been able to keep up with the feudal age galleys with Botkin. He doesn't have Botkin himself. Botkin would go a long way, and yeah, that Pierce armor did come in. Again, the military number's just not here. There comes Botkin. Maybe he realized it now. And maybe he just simply couldn't afford it because of food. There's 11 on food, but is it all berries and fish? I think, which is always awkward. We'll see guard tower coming in. Guard tower could be really effective here. But let's wait and see. War Galley upgrade now coming in extremely delayed. It was the right move here. These ships fire much faster. And now we have the guard tower in, which is always nice. And he could try to flank this, but he just doesn't have the numbers. Shaman is in a lot of trouble here as far as numbers are concerned. Reblaus now with Bodkin, with ballistics, with the upgrades he wants here, and he'll clean up the military yet again. And Shaman is pretty much at the end of his resource line here. His villagers are working, obviously, but he has a villager lead. Wood line up here is chopped through, so this could be a huge problem. These villagers are under attack right now, and GG comes in. Shaman calling it now. A bit rough. Good move for Reblaus here to save his galleys and keep them unupgraded as far as War Galley is concerned. Just firing faster is huge, and once he had Bodkin, it was doing tons of damage. And Shawman just didn't get Bodkin until it was too late, I think. He had some pretty good numbers with the. If he would have had the War Galley upgrade and those fires mixed in with Bodkin, I think could have been a little bit better for him there. But GG's, GG's. And yeah, we're gonna go back to the drafts here, and we will go to Flooded Hills, which be Shaman's final home map. He's looking to win this one to force us to another game here, of course. The Italians lost to the Japanese, and I'm gonna load in to game number 3 here. And yes, Flooded Hills, here we go. Alright, Flooded Hills here. Reblaus with the Vikings looking to try to close this best of 5 out here in a very quick sweep fashion. See if he can do so. Or we'll see if Shawman here can pull back and get us to a game number 4. Just have to wait and see. And he will be with the Malay, so the Malay timing will be quite nice here. Obviously the Malay, very good water sieve. That timing can really mean a lot. Just depends, obviously, on the map and how things progress. But have to wait and see how everything goes. Obviously, as the transport ship, this scout will be interesting. But all things considered, the Vikings will be a very tough water sieve to deal with here as we will get into the later stages of the game. Uh, Obviously, probably a very favorited div here on water. At least I would imagine so. But we will have to wait and see. Loom? So he was housed, so he's getting loom here. Going out for a lumber camp here is Shaman. And he's got a lot of these water buffaloes here at home, obviously. A few less on this side. I don't know, maybe he stole those with transport? Something? I don't think the transport's been over there yet, so interesting. Maybe he's taken the boar already. So we have the boars. Yeah, we got both boars. So that's why. Reblaus just simply taking the water buffalo before the boars. And on this side, the boars are coming in faster. That's the reason for the discretionary numbers there. 7 of them to, what, 4? Seems a little awkward. 5. Faster to the lumber camp here. Maybe a little bit less walking time. Pretty close, I'd say, but work efficiency for Shaman is down 9% at the moment compared to Reblaus, so I'm guessing that's what that is. Oh, and he didn't build 2 houses at the beginning because you start with a house in this map, so he, it's one of the reasons he got housed or ended up having to get loom because he got housed there. Always makes it a little bit more awkward, of course. And he's going to try to save that for a moment, and we will see it go back. Nope, he'll snipe it in time. Doc, number 1 coming up here for both players, both in the back. So let's see how that works out. Obviously, fishing ships are going to be nice. Looks like there's some good fish here to get that early eco rolling on this side as well. A lot of fish on the map. Behind you here, really just for your starting position. Obviously, as you look around the map, there's a lot less fish involved. But a nice little boost to the early eco. I think we've seen 3-4 fishing ship investment is really about it. So it's obviously rough, but is what it is. Is what it is. Very interesting map. Obviously, galleys are quite good. We've seen the Saracens picked here numerous times. Seen, I believe, the Vikings and the Malay picked here at least once or twice themselves. Portuguese being picked here, Japanese, Koreans, lots of water-strong civilizations here. But we have seen some land aggression work as well. Crazily enough, in the 1300 bracket, we've even seen Paladin on this map. So there's been all sorts of things that we've seen on this map, which is great. Lots of diversity, lots of different strategy choices here. And I think that Shaman is going to be clicking up here momentarily. And it looks like Reblaus wants to do the same, but I think he's just too short. The melee up times too. This is going to be quick. So we need to see that click here shortly there. It will come behind this villager. Will be way faster for our melee player, and he will add a second dock. Only 2 fishing ships for him though, compared to 3, and I think it's going to be 4. Nope, just 3. Second dock on its way up here. Moving villagers out here for another lumber camp. Looks like we're just one lumber camp long distancing from this end for the time being. And I imagine this would be for ship production, but I think he went up too early, to be honest. I think with melee on this map, you want to go up at more like 25, 26 pop, which is kind of what Reblaus has done, but obviously he will not have that extra time, right? So by the time that Shaman gets over here with what will be 1 galley, maybe 2, it's going to be pretty much well matched here. As it will be even better than well matched because Reblaus has gone for the 3rd dock, and this will be seen by Shawman if he scouts this enough. I haven't really looked at scouting much this game. Go ahead and take a look at it here. He only saw the 1 dock actually, and he's sending it back. Interesting blacksmith coming down here. As far as Reblaus has got going on for him, he will go into 3 dock production here, with double bit coming in behind. And that makes it a little bit more awkward here for Shaman, as he's probably going to be put on the back foot fairly quickly here. Will be outproduced for sure. No double bit X. Oh, he does have double bit X. I missed that. Apologies. And I guess he's just going to... Oh, he's adding a fishing ship? Okay. Interesting choice. Guess he only saw 1 dock at the moment when he looked, right? These now there will be 2 docks. Never scouted the 3rd though. Galley numbers could be somewhat of a surprise. Viking Eco obviously quite nice. Wheelbarrow coming in for free. Fletching is now on its way. And a couple galleys coming in. There is no fletching, not even a blacksmith yet here for Reblaus, but he will have military advantage. And I think that might be enough, to be honest. Wait and see. And yeah, he pops out. And Shaman will simply have to turn and run. And so he's got 2 chips to 6 right now. Shaman going for a tower on his wood. And potentially just going to try to choke point the fight there a bit. And we're seeing fires added now. So an interesting change here for Shaman. He just got fletching and now he's going to go for fires. Not sure I agree with that. This villager could go down here, and it looks like it will. Reblaus being very annoying with the scout here. Oh, it will get turned around. So, galleys will try to sneak around the opposite direction. Guess the fires are just going to be for protection, but I get this Vil here fighting this, but it's going to lose the fight here as well. And yeah, it's a fight that Reblaus will take every time, even though he's gonna lose a lot of HP on that scout. He's more than happy to take that villager off the map. These galleys are working their way in. They haven't gone all the way around. And actually, does he even know about that? He does not. Will get a villager potentially in revenge, but nope, not quite. Transport ship goes down. Market gonna be coming up over here. And there's just more galleys here yet again. He's gonna snipe the fish, or try to. Snipes one, which is nice. Maybe he'll get another one. Doesn't look likely though. Reblaus playing this extremely defensive. I think that's the right move for him here. Just let that eco advantage continue to grow as Wheelbarrow coming in for free. Still probably way too OP in my opinion, but I think the Vikings were nerfed for a lot of people, but yet buffed at the same time, and then over time they just get back to a really good spot, right? Market abuse for both. A lot less market abuse for Shawman here. He's on his way to the Castle Age. He could theoretically take some really good fights here if he can get a flank. And on this map, it's a little bit more difficult. It's not open, obviously, but trying to find a spot here can be quite a pain. We see on to stone here for the melee, maybe for more towers. Good dock block stock on the opposite side here would be interesting. Oh, but the galleys here have worked around. He has 19 ships here in total, only 9 of them forward, and these vills are in danger as well, as Castle Age will come in. What will he get? Will it be War Galley? Will it be Botkin? Will be War Galley. The villagers are forced to retreat, and so are the fish. War Galley and fires come in here. So again, Fletching came in, but I think he saw he was just behind in the numbers and potentially just let it go and went to find the fires here. Oh, no micro on that as the upgrades aren't in yet. No Fletching yet for Reblaus either, but he will be going into the Castle Age with a large number of military here, and he should be pretty happy with that position. Build a dock up here, block him in. It will be a magnificent move. I don't know if there's enough room for a dock there. I think there is, but it would be tight. And these galleys are going to maybe try to snipe a Vill, but ultimately they will get dealt with here, as those numbers will go down quickly. And the fire is going to be coming around here. And there's some galleys, war galleys going forward, but longboats are in production, folks. Longboats will be painful. These do get cleaned up. KD is 11-4, very much in favor of Shawman at the moment, but the economy here is still just running ahead here. He's got 3 less vills, but he's already got handcart. No wheelbarrow is going to be rough, and the longboat production has begun, and longboats are just so good, especially if you can amass them. And he shouldn't take many, if any, losses here. It'll be difficult because obviously he's got chips all around in the north, but nothing coming forward. There's a few coming forward. Again, it will be awkward here. It will be very awkward. These fires are not going to be able to deal with this very efficiently. They're taking some weird pathing, so maybe getting a little closer than Reblaus would like here, but as soon as they can turn around and start shooting, they will kill. And yeah, it's going to be difficult here. Very difficult. Ships going around this way. Very close game, though. Military numbers, though, are deceiving because there's 4 fire ships all the way up there. Go forward, castle there. Yes, on the gold is nice, but guess he kind of controls this area then. It's not bad by any means. The longbow number is getting quite concerning, though. Quite concerning indeed. And essentially, he will soon be able to one-shot ships. That will become a huge problem. Extra galleys will sneak around that way. These are just going to pull everything back yet again. Wood line had to be removed over here. Gill nets coming in here. Interesting choice. Maybe he wants to go for that fish boom. Go for thalassocracy. So he will go for the docks that will shoot arrows, of course, which is very nice. That could be annoying. Fire ships are getting some decent damage in here, but they will be taken out And again, there's so many longboats on the map now. 17. These galleys are going to come in and try to do some damage here as well. Villagers have gone down, of course, and the military number is now 28, 30 to 5. So that is going to be very difficult to deal with. This castle, though, will be very nicely placed to help deal with this problem. And the fires will be able to inflict a lot of damage to those galleys with the turnaround, and those galleys will all be going down. But these galleys here, finding some more value. 2 villagers already killed by those, and now the longboats make their approach. The harbors, though, will be annoying. The range on a harbor. It is 9. The range on a longboat, it is 8 currently. So, yeah, these harbors will be able to help defend the position quite nicely, to be honest. Economically, though, again, the Viking eco is insane, and it should be very much ahead at this point. So he is lacking a few vills. He could get harbors up left and right, though. That could be really nice. He's already placed a lot of them down around the main island here. One up here on this northern the northern island. I cannot talk. And he'll go for a university now. Adding in the fishing chips. So instead of 3, we'll add 1 in over here. Interesting. He's just looking for somewhere to do damage. There are vills here. The longboats will dive, and that is going to be at least 2 dead vills, potentially 4 or 5 here, as there's no reaction, and the docks are just not going to be enough to do anything significant here. Obviously, it is quite nice to have them there. It's fun, but not the end of the world. The fires are going up here. That fishing ship never really stood a chance there. Ballistics coming in will help, of course, but again, he's taken a lot of damage here, has very little military on the map, and behind this, the economy is going to be worse, and we're not even patrolling here for Shawman, so that hurts. Another vill will go down, and again, these longboats doing the work they need to. Not exactly sure that Shawman's going to be able to come back in this one, so the longboat numbers are going to be up to 30. Behind this, he's adding farms, he's chopping down a ton of trees. Not even on gold with that many, 11 on gold. He isn't even producing out of everything. Potentially considering just going to go up to the next stage. More and more things going down here. Villagers will have to rethink where they're going to move. And every fire ship that pops out by itself is a 2-volleyed right now. And more just dying here. And there's 20 idols here for Shawman. So he is in a bad situation. He needs wood. You can't take wood here. Can't take wood there. Very rough. Another villager goes down. He's adding his own galleys in now. Not ideal, but is going to give it a shot. More and more harbors, but all these longboats are just hanging out over here. Shawman is in a lot of trouble here. Oh, so much wood problems here as these villagers will be in a lot of trouble. Another one goes down. I'm going to try to build more and more docks here. Our harbors. Have these harbors even gotten a single kill yet? They have 2 of them, in fact. 2 of them, but obviously not that spectacular. It is a nice thought, but his eco's so far behind now. Military numbers so far behind now. Eco KD 21 to 1. And I don't know if there's a world where Shawman comes back from this. He's falling behind in every way right now. He's had a lot of idols. This could be 3 more dead vills. Should be, in fact. And I think that Shawman's in trouble. I think his tournament life might come to an end here. He's had a hell of a run. But he continues to lose Bill. He's down to 38 now to only 57, but there's 32 military, now 34 military on the map. They're spread out, they're being annoying, they're picking things off. And behind this, we've got some great map vision coming in with all these houses, all the long-term lumber, not even a big deal here as the Imperial Age is on its way. And if you thought we were in trouble here a minute ago, I think Shawman could call this at the Imperial Age. I don't think he's going to try to continue if he's going to be just get cannon guying down, right? Let's wait and see. Maybe he can come back here. Fire ship production. We got 2 in production. 0 on food. A lot of idle TC time. He has very little wood right now. That is his problem at the moment. And the harbors I do like, but again, we're talking about 4 kills for 13 of them, and a lot of vills dying to try to get these up in the process. So, again, valiant efforts here, but I don't know if there's a way back with this one. Just the eco stretched so thin here. Have to wait and see how everything shakes out. Fire is going to try to push this here, but he's simply just going to run, and more of the longboats will come in. Second town center even added behind this here as Reblaus. Looks like he's going to take this one though. Treadmill crane coming in and upgrade we don't see very often. I think that's just to try to rush up the harbors. But the Imperial Age will be coming in. Will be coming in here, and I don't know if he's going to stay in this one. Imp is in. Racer, chemistry immediately, and yeah, there's the GG. The GG comes in. Reblaus will take the set here. 3 games to none in pretty clean fashion here. Even not really struggling on the opponent's maps for him. So Reblaus will knock out Shawman25. He'll move on to the next round. It was a hell of a run for Shawman25. He is on the lower end of the seeding. We'll pull up the bracket here real quick. If you guys wish to avoid spoilers, this is the only chance to really look away. And we'll pull up the bracket and go from there. But here we go. As you can see, Shawman was the 20th seed, so he came a long way. But Reblaus will advance into the semifinals and try to continue his luck. Geo, the 27th seed. Been a lot of upsets here. So let's go take a quick look here. Shawman took out the number 4 seed and the number 13 seed. So he took out Lonzo Wall and DJ Sapson. Incredibly deep run for him. And Reblaus here has come through Alexander, Contraman, and now defeats Shawman to advance to the semifinals, where he will await the winner of Funny Liquid and Joe Harry 10. And then we have low APM, high BMI, and Mark Landers yet to play or turn their games in. We're going to be delayed on these couple sets, I think. Not the biggest deal. And then Geo will await the winner of that one. So, going to be interesting to see how things shake out. But I appreciate everyone joining me for this one. It was a quick one, 3 games to none. GG's, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for participating in Shawman. I hope you enjoyed the ride. Reblaus, thank you, and good luck next round.